Alrighty. Okay. 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 Wait a minute. Oh, hold up. File, save as. We wanted Christmas. We're gonna do color because I don't want to overwrite my old file. And there we go. And she has plenty of heat. I just started it up again. All right, so what I'm going to be coloring today, I'm going to work on several things. And okay, there we go. All right. I'm going to work on several things. And here we go. Had to make a few adjustments. And I may start up on a halls early. We shall see. Good grief. I lost my train of thought. Okay, yes. I'm going to work on a couple things. I want to color this, get the sample of this done. And I'm going to try and keep the palette limited again. Hello, my lady. Oh, no! Look at that scratch. And the tongue was out, too. I don't know if the camera caught it, but she was doing her little... she was doing her little blip. I'm going to keep this a limited palette. And then I am going to start... I've got this file up and ready. I'm going to start... converting this. Really the only thing I need to do, because I'm going to keep the page layout, I just need to make a cover for the ebook version, a cover back and cover front for the ebook, because everything else is fine. It's about the same. And then I'm going to export, and all of this is actually the print file with everything corrected and ready to go. So there's no need for me to go through and adjust again. Go all the way down to the bottom. I do have the final cover in here as well. Yeah, there it is, the back cover. Because what I'm basically gonna do is I'm gonna cut this off and have a clean cover for the front and back. Ariana, hello, welcome to the stream. Good to see you as always. But we're gonna start here, and I'm gonna start. Oh, that's right. Expand. There we go. Okay, I didn't expand that one. That one's good. I need to expand this. Object expandu. There we go. All is good there. How are you doing today? Is your week starting off all right? doing pretty good, thank you. Yesterday was a bit rough, man. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better today. Always good to be able to bounce back. It's just all gunked up today. Good grief. Let's see. I'm actually surprised that I'm not more sore than I am because I was doing painting in the garage over the weekend, and that included the ceiling, which is pretty high, so I'm pretty much stretched out with this extender pole painting above my head. And so that was but successful, and I'm pretty sure that I can get away with only 2 coats because I put a base coat down that like killed the weirdness, because it's like, I think it's actually the paint that was put on there when the place was built, so like 50 years old, and it's all peely and weird, and some of it won't come off, so you got to kind of seal it. And so did that, and it seems to have worked well, and then 2 coats of paint seem to have been exactly what was needed. So fingers crossed, because I really don't enjoy painting at all. Well, that type of painting. Okay, I want to deselect that. Oh Lord, I did the wrong thing. There we go. It's reddish. Well, that could work. That could work. I need a color for the floofs. I don't know if this is productive. Yeah. It's it was productive, I guess, yeah. It's the mouth color. This is not going to be minimal. Well, it is what it is. Because I need a floof color too. And that is probably just going to be the regular Momo white. Try to build that out. Let me see. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I was finished that up on Sunday, and I'm trying to think. Had a really good dinner on Saturday, and was painting on Saturday too, so there we go. I'll leave that there. Let me just fill in. Let me just start building up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start building up here. Let's see. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to color the floofs individually. Actually, let me put in... Okay, I'm just going to be going all over the place, apparently. Let's just start coloring and see where it ends up. How about that? bells, like a green bell could be cute. And I need the mouth color here, so let's grab that. So far so good, I think. I've got the others. I've got Bah Humbug and Floofdeer Crossing ready to go. Not sure how I'm going to, because this is supposed to be hay. I could do the same as Momo's body color, and maybe this will just have a red ribbon around it. That could be good. Alright, yeah, I think I'll use her body color for that, and it'll keep at least the appearance of minimal colors here. Although I have no reason to be minimal. It's going to be direct garment, so I can use as many colors as I want, but I want to keep that vintage look. Oops, I messed up. Let's add in the red ribbon on the hay bale. I'll just have to pop it forward. There we go. Alright, we're looking Christmassy. Alright, and let's see. Let's put red ribbon on Momo's gift. Since I've got red loaded up right now. And I think I'll keep that separate for a second, just so I can find my way around this. Messed up my little twinkle. to make her eyes the right color. Let's just bring them down a tone. And the fluff around her. Okay, so let me just work with these colors and build up. And usually she's wearing either a seafoam green cape or a red cape, but since I have a lot of red in here, I think I'm going to start off with the cape as seafoam. Just to, well, not seafoam, but matching this green that I already have in here. I watched Last Unicorn recently, and oh wow, it was, I don't think I'd seen that for, it's been a good while since I watched it last, and I was reminded of how so many good lines in that. And you know, all of them of course were, and this is, I'd read the book. It's been a while since I've read the book actually. I was just, there are points in the book where I just had to stop and reread paragraphs or sentences because they were so beautiful. It really is just like a kiss on your ear. And I'm glad some of those lines made it into the movie. And I was reminded, I think that Christopher Lee loved the book and story so much that he insisted on, I think he either learned German or just was insistent upon being the voice actor for the German version of it. And I think he was also one of the big supporters of trying to get the live action version done, and that never came to fruition. I don't think it probably will ever, which I'm okay with, because I don't think anybody could be King Haggard but Christopher Lee. I mean, that voice is the character. And but yeah, so many neat things about that movie. And what's interesting to me is it's a little bit disorienting, because the version I grew up on was a shortened version that my dad had taped on from a movie channel. And so they had cut out certain parts of the movie to fit it exactly in this time slot. And and so certain scenes are shortened, and like the butterflies song is quite truncated. It's only like a certain amount that is actually made it into that version. So when I see the full length movie, it's kind of a little jarring to see those sections that, you know, I watched over and over and over again. Just so different. Oh, I think I'll make it pink, because I don't want to have the green, because we already have pink in the mouth, and I don't think I have pink anywhere else. So let's try making it pink. There we go. But that opening scene where they use the multi-plane camera and just scroll through that beautiful, those layers of background painting. It's just, and I think the version that I was watching was also a remastered version, because the colors were very saturated, but gorgeously so. Not like the Disney saturation that destroyed the original print. Hey Chris, love you too. Welcome to the stream. Let me zoom out, show what I've got here. So I'm working on the colored version of this, and trying to figure out what to do here. because I don't want to have, I want it to look like a vintage Christmas shirt, like a market shirt. I don't want to have a ton of stuff, but I know I have to have snow on the ground here, and I'm gonna have it come down here. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with this, and I want the color of the shirt to play a part too, so I'm wondering if I should, I kind of want a little more red, so maybe I'll make the top of this red. Maybe this will be the color of the shirt. I don't know. Maybe I'll use this color. That's kind of nice. I like that. Let's bring that down here to just a touch. And now I have to deal with this. Come on now. There we go. Now I don't know if I want to do that. But if I do this, I want to make the same color as her fur color. But if I, let me just pick this and see if there's just a touch difference. Right, that? It's just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit different, but it might not be, might not work. That's dark. Let's try that. Oh, that could work. It's a little vintagey. Let's add this to my pile of all right, so we're balancing things out. Oh, let me come back in here. I've got to add my snow on the ground because it can't be a Christmas market shirt without snow on it. No, I'm gonna try it this way first. Thinking again that maybe I would rely on the color of the base shirt, but kind of just want to have this nice little hoop in here. And especially since I want to match it here, so I'm going to bring this right up to match, and I know that can kind of sometimes create issues. I'm going to do the best I can to match these two lines. All right, that's pretty good. Oops. Now I gotta go in and fix all my sloppy areas. Oh, no. What have I done here? This is a mess. Why is this such a mess? I've got obviously things overlapping here that shouldn't. Oh, finally. There we go. Okay, now then we have to move everything back in. Kinda. There we go. All right. Mostly, nope. I always feel like when I'm doing zoom in cleanup that quote from Clueless, I think shares, oh God, who is she talking about? Somebody or something, but the quote goes, from afar, what is it? From afar she looks so, is it she? Was she talking about someone? Whatever, afar it looks okay, but you zoom in and it looks like a big old mess, and she called it like so Monet. Oh, I love that quote. I feel that's like what my stuff is. You zoom in. From afar, it's okay. It'll work. But it's a big old mess if you zoom in. All right. So I've got that fixed up. I've got my snow here. And now I need to fix my I just wanted to move that. The closeness of those two letters was bugging me. It was just not good. There we go. That is a little more room to breathe there. And I think I moved it too much. Right, so let's come back out here. And, oh, that was a little dot that I forgot to, okay, well, whatever. I'll deal with that dot later. So, are we gonna make Christmas red? And I think I want to make these music notes red too. I'd like them to be, oh, okay. All right, so that's what we did. All right. All right, let's bump back and see how this is looking. Oh, I need to fix this little dot. Dot must be that. All right, now I'm gonna see what type of background this might look good on. So I know I've got like the Christmas green shirt, something like that. I've got a sage shirt, which is not that. Ooh, that could be pretty, but the red is really, it's a little bit neon. If I do a darker shirt like that, I might have to edit. Let's see if I can find a nice sage green, a pretty, no, maybe not, no, that's cute. And that's a little bit too brown. Let's just come in here and brighten you up a bit and desaturate you some. A little bit more towards blue. That's getting closer to it. And that could work. But I feel like the Cozy Town Christmas Market's a little dark. What if I did, let's say I'm making every shirt this color. I need to not use this color. I want to use this color, but I need to just think of something different for a minute. Let's just try something different. Let's see, pink. Ooh, but the cozy, that would be cute. But the reds would all disappear. Ooh, that's pretty, kind of like a deep maroonish. I don't like that. I wonder if that base color is available. I wonder. Let us duplicate this template. And I would like to edit you, please. And I also need to come back here and I need to save out my, there's my, okay. I need to save out, this is what I'm gonna aim for now. I'm gonna move this down here. And I need to save this, what is this, artboard? Artboard 1. And I need to save my actual file. File export as Christmas color artboard 1, please. And there we go. We would like 300 DPI and transparent. Okay. Are we done? Yes, okay. Alright, so I'm going to move that over here. I'm going to paste my no, I need to save just in case again. Alright, so let's edit this and see what it looks like. I'm gonna take this off. Great. Upload your design here. Upload. Up-a-de-loady. Up-a-de-loady. There you are. Color. Open. Apply. Oh, that's right. I wanted this to be on the back, didn't I? Ooh. Well, I kind of want it on the front. Oh, no. Okay. Let's get rid of that, and let's get a heather orchid. I feel like, ooh, yuck. Not good. I need a different color. Maroon. No, it's not. Berry? No. Nope, not that color. Pebble? Well, that could work, but that's not really a fun color for a Christmas shirt. Alright, let's take off asphalt. Heather slate. That's really cute, but that's, again, not a good color for a Christmas shirt. Let's look at Kelly Green. That could work, but alright, let's go for my sage. No, it looks good. Oh no, it looks good, but it's exactly like my strawberry shirt. Center you a little bit more. if I do this on the back, I will add, do I get an oversized, oh. All right, that's the Christmas market on the back. And then on the front, I could do just the logo on the pocket. Pocket logo. Let's go pocket logo. All right, let's make, I'm gonna duplicate you, and I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna oh, there's a mouth. Rid of that. Alright, now I've got my logo. And we're going to move it up here. And we're going to begin. There we go. Center. Export 6. File. Export as artboard 6. Color, and I'm going to dash logo. Export. Yeah. Save it. And now let's edit. Re-editing. All right, let's remove and upload. Upload logo. Apply. And oh, I kind of like that. Like huge across the front, but let's just go with the good idea first. So it's 4x6. All right, over the heart. All right, after that. Mock-ups. I don't have a mock-up where I can see everything together. I feel like that pocket location is a little high. But on the muscle shirt, it looks about okay. All right, let's show you what I've got here. Why did I do that? Okay, so that's the back. And then, okay, shoo. And that's the front. And that's on the sage. I like how this looks better. This mock-up looks a lot better. Let's do this. There we go. Give me the front. Give me the front. Give me the front. Let me get back over here and back over here. I wonder. All right, let's go back to product. So I'm gonna try like a baby blue. No. Oh, that looks cute. Oh, that looks cute. Oh, that looks cute. And it's not as glaring with the red, so I could keep the red. Oh, that's cute. Hold on, let me show you. Okay, how about this? How about this? I like the baby blue. This. Oh. Really cute. And it's like a snowy blue. Okay, Beanie. Uh-oh, you need more heat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I let your... All right, so I am oh dear, we're getting a bath. We're getting a show. Well, this is her pork chop pose because she's just a round ball with a little leg sticking out. Okay, I kind of dig this light baby blue, but just for let's see what else. Oh, no, I'm still digging the light baby blue. I'm still digging the baby blue. No, I want to see baby blue. Let's take sage away because I know that's heather prism, ash. I mean, the heather colors. Vintage white is going to be almost like a buttery eggshell. Oh, that's kind of nice. And I wonder how that's really nice. But how is my snow going to show up on that? That looks really nice. I like that vintage white. But natural is more of the yellow. Yeah, no, that looks like the shirt was peed on. Ash. No. No. Okay, let me show you guys the vintage white, because I think that's like, oh, whoops. Here we go. I think if the colors and the slightly warmer white that I have for the Floof's body color, her paws, and the highlights, that's my only concern, is that those might not show up. So let's see. And I know that it's not, oh heck, really? So my concern is that on the light colored shirts, they don't put a base. It might be worth it just printing a sample just to see how it looks and if it works or not, because that subtle little sparkle and a little bit of the snow at the bottom might be a neat deal. And this looks like a vintage market tee, so this is the front. And I know that the only reason the sparkles are showing up is because the like builder thing puts a, not a drop shadow, but it kind of does a tiny little bit of an outline on transparent PNGs. I really like this, but I really like this too. I can offer two colors in that, and I'm also, oh, let me show you the other color of Floof Deer I was considering. Okay, product, I want baby blue. And then on the white, I know the inside label needs to be edited. On both of these, this needs to be black, because lighter color shirts need labels. Oh, brown would work, but no. Brown would work, but ooh, on the white, ooh. I might have to make that a lighter color, because I don't want that print to show through. I might have to use the brown. Okay. Let me do it for both of them, because both of them would work for that. So let me upload, drop. Please don't break on me. I know you're so close to breaking. All right, do that. And I would like to change the color of all of this to what I visually think would be similar. Right there. Did I get it? Oh, I nailed it. Yay. All right. Okay, so that will work for both of them. And I'm going to save. All right. So let's show the Floof Deer Crossing alternate color. Waiting for this thing to load. I'm creating these files in the print on demand in Printful, by the way. And it just takes a little bit of time for things to load. And now this is also the final file. This one that's on the screen does not have the little sparklies that the pink version is going to show right here. So I was thinking of offering Floof Deer Crossing in two heathers. Was that heather green? Did I choose heather raspberry and heather green? No, that's Kelly green. So that's a flat green. That looks like Heather Kelly to me. Yeah, that was totally the wrong paste. All right, let me show this one. Go over here. And you come right here. All right. So classic, kind of a red and green. Blue Dare Crossing, those are the two colors I'm considering there. Bah Humbug, I think that's the winner. And then these are the Christmas Market Baby Blue, and then perhaps, if it works, save this, if it works, the Vintage White, which I'm not convinced it will, but I will do a test to see. It is supposed to be more of a creamy color, so the pure whites should, in theory, show up. And it may just be a subtle deal. They're definitely popping out on the characters. But I really like the blue too, because the blue is really cute. So I've got those two, and this. I really don't feel like I need to do another Bah Humbug color. That just kind of worked. Yep. What not to? Okay, what other options could I do? I could. What if let me do one other thing. I'm going to duplicate this again, and I'm going to do another slice, which is just right here. The artwork. I already have that separated out. So let's go back to this group, and I should have all of my sparkles. Okay, so sparkles, all I need to do here is just delete these. There we go. And now let's do this. And this is Artboard 7. File, export as. I would like range, use Artboard 7. Logo. We're gonna do GFX. Export. High transparent, okay. And I'm gonna run into this problem yet again because I'm printing sparkles that are white on a white mug, but I just want to try and make the mug version of the Cozy Town Christmas Market because it kind of feels like it would be super cute. Oh my goodness. Look at what I did. Okay. Let's delete and sorry, delete. And now let's add upload logo. I already have the logo. I need the GFs. Okay. That is uploading. And this should work all together. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my goodness. Oh shoot, that's perfect. Okay. Let me add uploads. Let me add the logo. And we're gonna slide. Oh, this could not be more perfect. Well, it's a little bit big, but we're gonna fix that. I like this. I have a big logo in the middle now, but I kind of want to make it smaller or remove it completely. Actually, that doesn't seem so bad. Again, will my sparkles print? All right, let me show you what I'm looking at. All right, so I've got, let me just step through this. So this is a red version. But we're not going to do we're having issues. Snip and sketch is being, oh, why are you doing this to me? So that's one side of the mug, and then I have Cody's on Christmas Market. Are you gonna do it again? You are. You didn't like it that I guess I've been snipping too much. Go in the middle like that. So I don't want to and I just want to see what it looks like with it's printful this printful the color here. Let's oh no, crush on me. Please don't crush on me. Close this. I have no idea if I'm still streaming everything. Oh, I'm on. Okay, I'm still good. I'm still good. Your audio is a bit choppy. Yes. Hi, Catherine. Welcome to stream. I'm going to try and close this. Leave. There we go. Hopefully that will rectify the problem. I was in a separate tab and the Printful interface was just kind of starting to barf everywhere. So I think that was the problem, because I was getting super laggy and jumpy when I was doing my my screen snips, and I was able to get these two, and I'm totally going to recreate this. I'm pretty sure that I lost the template I was making, but it's no big deal, everything's already uploaded. But definitely going to make this and add it to the shop. I might do a green version with the Christmas green. I know they have a light, it's almost like it's not lime, it's a little bit less than lime, but it's kind of around there. They have a dark green like this, and that could work, but the lime I'm thinking of is about like this. Well, that is kind of lime, that's kind of straight up lime. Well, no, limes are like this, but like chartreuse type, you know, tart lime. Something like that could be really cute and work with the green on the capes and stuff. And then you just have the little red. But I do like the bright red. So we'll see how that works. No. I don't want to do that. And the final colors, don't know if this is going to be a final color. I'm going to test, because they call this shirt vintage white, and I'm 75% sure that this is only working because the app is putting kind of a little bit of a drop shadow around the transparent PNG file I have here to show the edges. Because the white I have in this, you can kind of see it right here, it is itself a warmer white, and I know on lighter colors I don't believe they put the base in there, so I'm curious as to how this will print, if it'll print at all, if they don't knock out the white completely. We'll see. But I will do a sample of this because I really like the vintage white t-shirt. It feels like an old market shirt to me, which is kind of what I was going for. But I also really like this powdery blue, baby blue. I think that's a nice set there. So those are the two colors I'm playing with. Good grief. The two colors I'm playing with there. And I'm going to do a green and a heather. I think this is heather raspberry. It'll have a little bit of pattern. This one's a solid. The berry version of this is not, it's much darker, more wine colored, and if this is true, and I do have another shirt, the Fa La La Floofs shirt that I put out a couple years ago is on this color, and I think it plays okay with the red, but I want to verify before I push it to the shop. I know this one will be fine. And then here, Bah Humbug, I didn't really feel that needed a second color. I really liked how this worked. So those are the Christmas shirts and also mug. I might do a Bah Humbug mug because I haven't put out a new EL mug in a while. A Floof Deer Crossing could make a good mug too. I could put that one on the golden mug. And maybe do some support graphics, like maybe the Floof Deer. Because this will be one side of the mug, and then I need to do, well, I could just double it on both sides of the mug. So whatever hand you're holding it, you still see the Floof Deer Crossing. I would possibly split up the Bah Humbug to be Bah Humbug on one side of the mug and Evil Landlord on the other. That could be cute. Alright, so those are the Christmas designs. Yeah, I have a feeling that if this is how it is, it's going to depend on the printer. I have no doubt that a true screen printer could get this done, because it would be a pure white plastisol on top of that. But I just don't know if this can be done direct to garment. This subtle of a shift. We shall see. Let me do this other. Nope. There. This, however, I know will work. I'm going to save, and now I'm going to shift over to the ebook. I need to get my Pudge file open so I can work on the. I need to swap out the cover. How long does it take for you to get your proofs? Usually it's not that long. Usually 3 to 5 days for them to print, and then depending on my shipping speed, sometimes when I do my proofs, I opt for faster shipping to get it here faster. On the regular shipping, they give you a range of 3 to 5 days on when you'll get it, and typically in my experience it's towards the end of that. The mugs ship out a lot faster. I have had those ship out in next day. Like, I'll put the order in and it'll be shipping out, you know, the next morning. It'll be like, wow, that's. But the sort of next chapter of that is that same mug, you know, for the speed at which it printed and got out of the warehouse, it sits in the shipping facility for a little bit, and I don't know why. I think it's because they're connected to a big shipping service, and maybe things just leave only on certain days. I don't know, but in my experience, it's out of the Printful warehouse faster than it is the shipping service. But it's always fulfilled, or at least in my experience has been fulfilled by USPS at the end of the day. So the timing is, if I had to average it out, I would say maybe 7 business days. But again, Christmas season makes everything go slower too. So it really just depends. Usually it's pretty quick. Like I had a special order that I put in on, was it the 12th? I think it was. Let me see. Is that? I'm wary about bringing this up again since I closed the other. It shouldn't. So let me see. Let me get you an absolute answer here. All right, so this one, I'm sorry, I was wrong on that. Oh, okay, so here is a exact answer. I put this order in on November 7th, late in the evening. It was a special order. It shipped on the 11th and arrived on the 15th. So that is far quicker than, oh, I also did expedited shipping on that. So yeah, so that's why it got there so fast. So yeah, that one, it got out of the warehouse pretty quickly and shipped pretty quickly, but I did expedited shipping. If it was regular shipping, I think it would have been at least 2 or 3 more days on that before it delivered. that probably would have been delivering today on regular mail. So that's a little bit of a kind of rough estimate on how, and this is not, this t-shirt base here, I don't think is one of the bread and butter ones. I would call like Bella Canvas and the ones that people are always printing on, that are always in stock. Those ship a lot faster than rando colors from a more fashion cut or something like that. But those ones that are on very popular tees that they're always printing and pushing out the door, those seem to ship a lot faster than rando colors from other offcuts. Because they always have that in stock. They don't have to wait for, when Printful was just starting out, I think their process was, on some items especially, they would accept the order and they would have to place an order themselves for the base to come to them from a warehouse. And that happened a lot with extended sizes on both ends, like extra smalls, and also like 2XL, not 2XLs, usually those ship pretty fast, but like 3 and 4, those usually had an extra couple days because they had to come in. They don't stock deep on that. So, but that was a while ago. I feel like they ship, or at least print and fulfill, a lot faster. Shipping is a little bit slower. And I don't know this for certain, but I feel like they go with a service that does a lot of the Amazon stuff too. It's kind of like a ShipStation is an app. It's not the right one, but it's something like that. That's a big service that, you know, does a lot of business to consumer stuff. And it just, I feel like whenever I see packages coming from that service, I know it's going to sit there forever before it starts moving. Because it's happened with books that I've gotten from used bookstores on Amazon, and it happens with some of these things. If it's regular mail, non-expedited, it sits for a while. That's the only kind of complaint I have with Printful. Otherwise, they've been pretty good. A long-winded answer to a very short question. All right, so what I need to do here is, let me show you a little bit. This is a look into my, I'm glad you like long-winded answers. I feel bad, you know, because just rambling, but I feel like there are important little bits of information I want to include there. It just, yeah, it's never simple, especially with print-on-demand services like that. And I think that, was it earlier this year that they, or maybe it was late last year, they merged with another big boy in the print-on-demand hemisphere. It was Printify, I think. I'm trying to remember, because there was one service that the key difference was how they fulfilled stuff. And Printful has their own warehouses, or at least they did. I don't know if that's changed since they absorbed this other one. But that other service, I think it was Printify, what they did was similar to Custom Ink. And what Custom Ink did was they contracted with independent screen printers. And I think actually some wholesale printers of, like, you know, paper products do this too. They'll subcontract out to smaller printers across the US to get these jobs done. But what Custom Ink did was they would make contracts with independent screen printers and shove the orders that they would get out to them. And the reason I know that is because I used to work with one of those. That was actually my first screen printer I really liked. He had a big custom ink contract, and it was a pain in the butt for him. They didn't pay well. They were sticklers on a lot of, I mean, of course, I mean, as you would be, on details and registration and inspections, which is good for the consumer. But I can see as a small business screen printer, that would be a big headache, especially if the profit that you were making in this deal was not, equal to the work you had to put in it. But they would, and I remember walking in there and seeing the custom ink boxes, and was like, oh wow, it was kind of like a discovery moment, seeing the inner workings of some of these larger companies and seeing how they do what they're, what on the outside looks like pretty complicated. Wow, do you just have like a warehouse of all of these screen printing facilities? No, they just contract with people who already have that. It's kind of brilliant, but I can also see how it's a logistical nightmare. But yeah, and so I think that Printful had their own facilities, or at least has a couple of big Printful warehouses, or had them. One was in North Carolina. I think the other one was in LA. And then the other big competing service was more like Custom Ink, in that they had these contracted fulfillment centers that were their own standalone businesses, and you can go in and pick which one you wanted to work with. And because I remember when I was periodically, I'd go through and I'd look at all of the different print-on-demand reviews where they're comparing the quality of all of the printing and how they tested things. And I remember one of them was very adamant about, on that service, one of these providers versus the other, because they went into that service and tested the satellite providers as well, and said, okay, this one's crap, this one's really, really, really good and competes on a high level with this other one over here. And so yeah, that's kind of interesting. The POD world can be kind of deep. All right, so what I need to do is I need to make a version of this cover first. First thing up is making a version of this cover without the spine, and I think how I'm going to do that, because what I do is I lay these into the cover file right here. This is the master spread for the cover. And the thing is, this doesn't account for the spine on the book, which is 0.45. It's almost a ½ inch. This one works okay, that one works okay. These, I think, are all... where's my... Yeah, okay, so the reason this looks like a potato is because it's typical display. It is the print version of that, so it's not a potato. Then here's the actual gut of the book. Alright, so I just need to replace those files. So I need... maybe different, yeah, definitely. And I think he terminated that contract. I think he stuck with it for maybe a year, but he dropped them because it just was not, it just didn't work. But then again, I mean, knowing the printer, I don't want to speak ill of him. He was a very good printer, but he was more of an artist and less of a businessman. I think that would be a very fair way to describe it. And so I'm wondering if, I mean, it was probably a combination of neither side being totally good match. But I had run into problems with that printer myself because of the way he ran his business. So, all right, let me come in here and try and find my cover file. art book files. That would make sense. Now, I did make a Life of Pug folder. Thank you, past me. But I hid my cover file. Bad. Not good. Not good at all. So now I have to come through all of this, and I'm going to go ahead and sort by most recent, because that'll probably have me landing on this cover a lot sooner. Life of Pug cover, there we are. All right, open sesame. Okay, and this does have the setup for my spine, because interestingly, here's another little note. If you're printing with Mixam and you have an interior cover print, they want your spine to be blank. So that's why I have this big box over my spine. I guess it interferes with the glue. If there's printer toner or whatever on the spine area, I guess the glue does not adhere as well. So I didn't have to do that for my first run of books with them, but forever after that, unless they corrected it themselves, they asked me to go in and add that, so I did. So, but here we have this, and I'm going to save as cover ebook. Make it capital because then I'll be able to see it. Okay. Now I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it easy on myself and just duplicate this and do a left and a right, and then I can overlap. I can not use my words. All right, let's move this in here. So I'm going to come in here. Here we go. The back. And we're going to come in here on this artboard. And that'll be the front. And then all I need to remove is that. And that. I think that would be fine. I think that would be fine. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to export these, and it'll export hopefully with the bleed. I think that's right. 1 and 3. File, export as. We're going to use artboards 1, 3. Yes, I'm just going to leave that in the file. We're going to make it a PNG, and we're going to make it, that's going to be massive. I'm going to make it 150. Screen resolution is 72, but we've got some on e-readers. I don't know what the most, I would like white. There we go. I don't know what the most recent ones are. Alright, so now let's see if I can lay these in to, there are my files right here. Now let's go back to my cover here. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna remove this guy. And I'm gonna drag these. Ah, hell. Get back up here. All right. Hey Jack, welcome to the stream. I am just, oh, look at that. Almost perfect. Not perfect at all. Okay, we're gonna place front cover first. And we're gonna inch this one over. Oops, not that way, this way. Come in here. So now I should have a seamless cover on my cover page. Nice. And back page is gonna look a little atrocious because this has a spine and this is centered on the spine version. I kind of want this to not look like this. Okay, let's go. Let's go back in here. Let's make it look pretty. Because this is gonna look weird offset to the left. Let's just make it in the center. And we'll send this to the back. That looks stupid. Okay, we're gonna do that. That looks fine. It's yes, thank you. Thank you, InDesign, for not being weird. Oh. But you're weird here. I don't want that. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Okay. Let's figure this out. I only need it to there. Okay. I technically only need it to the, but there's the thingy. Do this. Bee, hello, welcome to the stream. Tech is having issues today. Many sites stopped working this morning. Oh yeah, something with the cloud, Cloudflare. Yep. I guess. Oh. Work smarter, not harder. Let's just take the cover files out and let's lay them into the actual layout. instead of figuring out a way to force everything into a way that works for a print file, let's just make it work for an ebook file. There we go. Problem solved. Problem solved. Get back to the cover. Let's bring this over here. And let's bring it over here. Lovely. So now my file is nice and clear. I have a proper cover on each. And then this is fine. I'm not going to dink around with this. This, you know, I could. Do what not? Oh, damn it, that hurt. I could dink around with this, but I really don't want to. I want to get these files out. And I don't think people are going to, oh, this isn't centered. Well, maybe they will. Ugh. How long will it actually take me to center these? Probably at least an hour. Because then I'll have to go back in and add. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test run, and I'm going to see how much it bothers me. Because this is technically centered already. Some of these are centered already. This is not. That is. That is. Maybe not an hour. That's a little off center. I'm gonna do a test run and see, does it really bother me? It won't take all that long. I could just center, well no, because my gutters are big. Alright. First things first, we're gonna save the file. Welcome to the stream. Just working on an ebook. And let's go ahead and export. Let's see. How do I remember? Do I remember how to do this? No. Publish online is not what I want to do. Not what I want to do. Export. Perhaps. Could print to a PDF. I don't remember how I did the first one. I did the first one and it actually worked beautifully, but for the cover issues. And every time I've tried to do it since, it's looked like, well, my new favorite description of was cabbage. Ebook test. Yeah, look at all of my wonderful. How can I find everything in here? Because Sketch Cute did not start until getting their own folders until I see volume 3. That's Sketch Cute. Volume 2, that is not graphic novel. This is graphic novel. Here's GN 1, which is empty, by the way, because all the comic pages for graphic novel 1 are in comic pages. Make that make sense. Graphic novel 2, and then I have, at least I was consistent, graphic novel 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, sort of. Oh, I already did a test. Ugh. Alright, interactive PDF. Sure. Let's see. No, I don't want separate PDF files. Layout, single page. I guess. Embed page thumbnails, okay. Sure. I do not want to view after exporting because that will probably make my computer barf. Let's just give it a shot, see how it goes. I didn't use bleed settings. Okay, fine. I'm just testing because I don't know if this is going to work or not. I do not remember what I did before. Alright. While that is working, let me show what I did. Earlier in the stream, I was working on finishing the Christmas designs. And so I colored the Cozy Town Christmas Market. And then I decided on my t-shirt colors. This I really love, but I don't believe my sparkles are going to show up on it. So I'm going to run a test before I add this one to the shop. I really hope they do, but I have a feeling that they won't. But I still want to try. I'm pretty sure the baby blue will be fine. And then these are the final colors and design print. I added snow on the outside of the Fluke Deer Crossing sign. And so I have that in a Kelly Green and a Heather Berry, Raspberry. And in this version, the hearts are probably going to disappear. Okay, I'm just going to roll with it, and I'm going to try this anyway, because I like that color. And then Bah Humbug is just getting the blue. And then I also made a Cozy Town Market mug, which I think is super cute. And that also crashed Printful, so I had to stop there. And I did make a version on Sage. I may print one of those just for me because I love that color, but I have everything on that color, so I need to do something else. So we're doing something else. Really the only one I'm waiting for is the white, because I know these will be fine. So I will push these to the shop this week. And maybe I'll expedite shipping on this just so I can get this quick and add it in really quick if it works. If it doesn't, that's cool. I'll just have that. And maybe that. But yeah, I'm really happy with these. If you missed last stream where I worked on these, I had these designs a little different. They actually were started last year and I never felt quite happy with them. And this is the original font that I used, and I didn't like how it just wasn't readable. It really wasn't, it wasn't right. So then I came up with the idea of using the actual outline of the, Animal Crossing signs here. And I had two versions, the font here and this font here. I felt like this one was closer to a floof, and the curve, you know, just kind of the little thicker, fluffier look to the lettering. And then I went and added snow at the end. And then Evil Landlord had a kind of similar thing going. I didn't like the Bah Humbug that I put over the top, and it was actually Bah Hum Floof. And I was like, well, I mean, I get it, but I went ahead and changed it back to Bah Humbug, and I think that works. And I did a typewriter font. I like how that looked. I thought it felt like an EL. I think she'd talk in a typewriter font. in a distressed typewriter font. It's kind of curmudgeon-y. And then I did my mock-ups with the t-shirt colors, settled on these, settled on that, settled on this. I really hope this works out because I really like it. Even if it doesn't show up, I think it actually is okay. I don't have to have sparkles everywhere. And maybe that's an advantage of the blue. You get the extra sparkles. And then for my ebook, I came over here and I duplicated my cover files so I could have a clean, spineless, because my original cover file, you can see it down here. I have the spot for the spine in here. The printer I use, especially on the interior cover, requires that area to be blank for the glue to adhere in the perfect binding. And then on the back, I just had the spine up here, and so I cropped that down, took out the lettering, and I think that made a nice crisp cover. Had a little brain fart, and it looks like, are we good on the background task here? Where is it? Background tasks. Are you done? You're done! Let's see how it looks. Why is that file so small? It's only about 20 megabytes. 18. I mean, I know it's print file versus... I'm going to drag this over to books. I'm going to test it on... also test it on my phone here. See if it's already in my files, ready to download. And books. Life of Pug, ebook test 2. Download, please. No. I wanted to not do that. I wanted to... Why aren't you letting me download? Oh, duh. Okay. Download. I'm gonna look it on our phone first. Where's my little bookie thing? Is this where I save books? think I'm finding where I lost books that I saved before. Okay, I'm going to save it here, just in case. Now let's see. Let's open my reader and see how it looks on my phone. Where's my phone reader? Music and reading. That would make sense, right? All right, let's open it in Kindle. My library. Yeah? Nope. Okay, that's not working. Let's open it in my books. Library, because that should have automatically synced to Kindle. Oh, there it is. Wait, is that the wrong one? It is the wrong one. Darn it. Wait, no, that's the right one. Why does it say I'm only 28% through it? I haven't even opened this. Yeah, this is the right one. But it looks okay. Where's the other book? There's the original that looked fine. Search. I'm not doing this right. I want this to go to my reader. Ah, oh my God. Stop. Open with books. Haha, books. Okay. Okay, that's looking okay. Oh. I'm gonna have to center it because it's bothering me. Darn it. Let's blow this up. Oh, that's kind of a potato quality too. All right, let's test it on the iPad. I know the quality is not going to be as good already. All right. All right, so books. All right, here's my ebook test of this one. Yeah. It looks good, except that looks like poo. Yeah, this is looking like poo. But size-wise, it's looking good. Except the centering is not good. And I really don't like how, I mean it, so I don't know if you can't really see it. It's pixelated and kind of gross. And you can even see it at regular size. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to work with these settings. And I think that's because the file is super small. But it looks great on... Going through this. I mean, yes. Oh, yeah, that's bad. That's fine. I'm going to have to suck it up and just center things and make it look better. Something like this, that bugs me too much. And I don't think I can, yeah, I'll just do it right. It shouldn't be too long because not all of these need it. But some of them glaringly so do. All right, so centering and also figuring out why I'm getting pixelation. Look at this one. That one's so. This is actually the page we're on the in the end InDesign, and this is how it looks. So it looks great, but it does not look great. It, you know, especially on this size. So your iPad reader would be great. I don't need to actually change the format of the pages, which is good. I just need to center stuff. Yeah, and it's a shame how it did that too. I wonder if that's just, it has to be a factor of the settings that I chose. Because I know these are all 300 DPI files. There's no reason that it should be pixelating like this. All right. All right. All right. All right. So let's start at the front. Nope, do not start in the middle. You really messed things up by doing that before. So let's start at the start. You are all centered everywhere except for there. So we're going to move and you I'm going to have to make this. It's going to be visually. I'm looking at this and eyeballing it because this is the middle of the page. And if I center it on this, this is actually not centered on the page because of the gutter. So I need to visually approximate. Yeah, I remember this one was really bad. Oops. Probably be easier if I did these like this. So that is absolutely centered on the page, and then I just bring this over. And delete. This one was fine. This one was not. Okay. This won't take as long as I thought. I'm already to page 13. This one was really bad. These needed centering. looks about right where it was. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Let me just I'll stop on page 20. That's a good stop point. All right. All right, so I'm on page 20. This won't take that long. This really won't. Maybe 30 minutes to get everything right. And then the big problem is going to be dinking around with the save settings so it's clear. And I should have known when I looked at that file size that the old file size that actually worked, and I don't know what settings it was on. That was not quite as large as my print files, so I know I scaled down in some aspect. I just don't know what, because I think my normal, let me see what my normal print file size, 90, that's Book of Cute Volume 2, just the body, which is the interior of the book, is 90 megabytes. Volume 6, just the body, is 98. The outer cover is 5. My ebook test, my original test that was horrible, 10. 18. So I messed up twice, and I did the same bad settings twice. So I think that's the problem. I'm exporting wrong, and I'm picking something not right. And it's showing up. Maybe it is. Maybe because maybe I need to check the compression. Maybe the compression is potato compression. Yeah. Like graphic novel, volume 1, SE body. What? SE? SE? What's SE mean? That must mean size edit. That must mean new size. Except every other book is called new size. Arguing with myself and what I label things. Trying to find the original ebook file that actually was good. And I don't think I labeled it appropriately. Of course not. Why would I ever do that? Why would I label things correctly? Yeah, that's revisions. That's not the final book files there. Where'd you put your ebook file? Where did you even put it? Why isn't it in the folder with all of the other ebook files? Book of Cute ebook test. There it is, 73 megabytes. What did I do? Oh, I'll figure it out. Let me see, that's 73. What is my actual file size on that? New size. Yeah, just the body is 123 megabytes for the print file. Just the interior, the covers are about inner cover spread, so about 4 together with inner and outer cover spreads. So I sized it down about 1/4. So maybe I did, but I thought I did 150. Alright, well, I'll figure it out. I argue with myself all the time. It helps. It helps. It does. It really does. That's what I tell myself, though. All right, so let me go back over here. This was our big win for the day, getting this done, figuring out a process for those files. I'll get those done. Now that I have, once I figure it out once, I won't need to figure it out again, because I'll write it down for the ebook. But this one, I'll get my tests run on it, and that'll hopefully be all ready to go. And but yeah, let's go over to the ending screen here. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was a little bit of a hodgepodge stream, but I hope you enjoyed it. We've got a lot of different things going on here. I'll be continuing with ebook stuff as well as production on kind of like a brand Bible type deal where I have character sheets and hopefully the bios and all of that put together in one spot. But that's coming up, and these will be sampled and hopefully on the shop very soon. So, but yeah, thank you so much for joining me, Catherine, Ariana, Clint, Dee, Jack, if you're still in stream, Chris, as always, love you very much. Let me see here. Where's my ending thing? Here we go. All right. I will be back on Thursday with comics. It's going to be another EL comic. I had another idea that, and I think I talked a little bit about this last stream, how the actual EL, you know, whenever you sit on the couch and turn on the TV, she'd pop up with a little meow and join on a couch. Just doesn't matter if she's in the middle of deep sleep in another room, TV comes on and she comes to watch it with you. And so I thought it would be funny if the EL character would overhear another character talking about movie night, and then she's all excited and she's getting all her stuff, and then she shows up at the door with floofs and movie night paraphernalia included, bunches of popcorn and stuff. But yeah, so that's it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you next time.